Before you start modifying your Jeep, let me tell you 4 mods that I've done to my Jeep that I later removed because they actually made it worse. First, and I feel very strongly about this, is a bolt-on exhaust system. When I was in college, I installed the Flowmaster FlowFX exhaust on the Jeep. It's a fun mod for a couple weeks, or maybe if you never drive on the highway, if it's just your weekend driver. But I quickly realized this was a bad decision. The exhaust had leaks on the slip joints, it was incredibly drony on the highway, and it was pretty loud overall. Instead of buying a bolt-on kit, do yourself a favor, go to a muffler shop and have a muffler welded on. You're not gonna have any exhaust leaks, it's gonna sound a lot better. Plus, you're not gonna have to do all the work yourself.
What the freaking crap? How the fuck am I supposed to get this over there?
You can take it there and they can do all the work. And it won't cost you that much more than just buying it from online. And although I did have a very frightening experience at the muffler shop that did this muffler, and I had to bring it back to have it fixed because it was rattling against the rear track bar.
There's the exhaust, and there is the track bar, and they're touching.
All right, I went back up to the local muffler shop, got the muffler fixed. It was another interesting experience. A lot of yelling, throwing things. Uncomfortable situation, but got it fixed. I don't regret it because it sounds really good. It has a thrush muffler, and just hear it. Second is a cold air intake, and I know these first two are the fun ones that you just want to do when you first get the car or the Jeep, but trust me when I say you can get a lot cooler things for your money. I've installed 2 cold air intakes on my Jeep. The first one being super cheap, just a metal tube and a cone filter, and the second being a more expensive one, AFE cold air intake, which was my most recent one and I actually had on my 8-week road trip. And this can be a fun mod. They provide more engine induction noise, but they don't provide any real power increases. And when it comes to cleaning or replacing your air filter, it can be a lot more difficult than replacing the rectangle one from the stock box. Just stick with your stock air box. It's honestly a pretty good system. It's the system that's designed for this engine, so it runs the best with the stock air box. Plus, it's super easy and cheap to replace this rectangle air filter if you need to. It's a pretty direct system. There's not many choke points. Plus, you get this cool snorkel bit for off-roading and water fording. It's a good system. If you really just want to upgrade the stock system, you can get one of those performance air filters, but in my opinion, it's not worth the extra money. You can get the stock air filter for like 15 bucks. Third is LED headlights. And I know the stock headlights is basically like holding a candle out the window at night, but there's a better option than LED. Several years ago, I got some pretty cool LED headlights from Amazon. They looked good, they were really bright, definitely way brighter than stock, but I pretty quickly noticed a lot of people were flashing their brights at me at night. I was blinding people. Now you can adjust your headlights pretty easily on the Jeep with a couple adjustment screws, but eventually I kind of just wanted to go back to more of a stock classic look, and I thought the LED headlights didn't really match the style of the Jeep. I went ahead and did the KC halogen headlights, and honestly I wish I did this from the get-go because they're brighter than stock. You can replace the bulb if you need to because it's not a sealed system like the stock light, and it provides plenty of light at night. You don't need the power of the sun at night like all these new cars. You don't need to blind people. This works just fine. Plus, they're not that expensive. I'm pretty sure they're like around $100 or less on KC's site. And lastly, something that I haven't seen very often, but it's definitely something that I wouldn't recommend anybody buy unless it's strictly a weekend driver, is I replaced my soft top with a Master Top Summer Combo half cab top. I thought it looked really cool with the half cab design, and I saw some benefit in how modular the top could be. You can make it just like a bikini top or take off the tonneau cover, and I just thought it was pretty cool. But I quickly learned that for a daily driver, this is not a good option. The top wasn't a completely enclosed soft top. There was a gap right by your head that was probably, this big. Separating the cab from the bed was just a gap. So if you're driving on the highway, it was obviously loud, like you had your windows down. But also the bikini top that went over would violently flap in the wind, which would just make it 10 times louder. But the worst of it was after a night of rain. I went out in the morning, and I keep my Jeep outside, and there was probably 10 gallons of water just pooled on the tonneau cover, stretching it out, and there was water leaking into the cab, so everything was wet inside. And that was the moment I knew this top was not going to work. I ended up trading that soft top, I'm pretty sure, for these rock sliders, and then I eventually put my stock soft top back on. Later, I bought a new best top, replaced a top, and then eventually traded that for this hard top plus cash on top. If it were me and I were to do it again, don't waste your money on weird soft tops like that. Either get a good best top, super top, or save your money, go on Marketplace and get a hard top from Marketplace. Sometimes you can find them for a really good deal, and it's definitely worth it. Occasionally I do miss the soft top, but having the roof rack anyway, I can't really take the top down as easily. It would be cool to be able to remove the side windows, or it'd be cool if that back window kind of slid down or something like a 4Runner. My best advice for modding the TJ would be keep it simple, keep it OEM plus. Don't go too crazy with angry grills and stuff like that. This is a classic Jeep. Keep it looking simple and classic. But hopefully this helped you in your Jeep TJ modding journey. Don't waste your money on these things that I wasted my money on. Hope it helps. Thanks for watching. Peace.